Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video will be talking about the kind of water that is best for your bread production. Now let's talk about that water that you're using to make that bread. That water could be one of the reasons why your bread is turning out the way it's turning out. My bread spoils very easily. I don't know what is wrong. My bread cannot do 24 hours. After 2 days, it spoils very easily. When I give it to distributors, before you say Jack, they're already calling me that my bread is already spoiled. It could be the water you're using. Now let's go into the video. Let's talk about that water that you're using. Are you using a filtered water? Is your water filtered? Do you have a filtration system in place in your bakery? That could be the culprit of why your bread spoils very easily. Let's go right into the video. First of all, before we start this video, please do me well by not just viewing, not just looking at this video, watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. You like my content, you like my video, why are you not subscribing? Subscribe now, Emma Binu, at least so that my channel will grow. And not only that, because another thing we use subscribing is that the more you subscribe, the more the YouTube algorithm shows my video to more people who are interested in this kind of video. But when you don't subscribe, the video just stops at only you, and other people will not enjoy it the way you're enjoying it. So please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Help me engage the channel so the channel can grow and more people can get to see the channel. So now let's talk about the water you're using, your water filtration system. So have you ever wondered why some bread tastes very amazing, soft, and the taste is always very consistent? Have you ever wondered, what if I told you that the difference is not just in the flour, but in the kind of water that they are using? Yes, the water you use in your bakery can make or break your bread business. Today I'm going to explain why filtered water is very important in bread production and why NAFDAC makes it a compulsory thing to have, and how the quality of your water can directly affect the bread texture, the taste, and the shelf life of your bread. Now, if you're serious about running a professional bakery, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Esther and welcome to Esther's Brief, where we break down everything you need to know about starting and running a profitable bread bakery business. Now, I know a lot of you might say, water is water. Water is not just water when it comes to bread production. Many small bakery owners think, oh, water is just water, you can use any water. No. You cannot just use any water. Some will say, I can use borehole water, I can use my tap water, I can use even well water, or any kind of water. No, you cannot just use any kind of water. If you have that kind of mindset, it's a very wrong mindset to have when you own a bakery. Now, there are 5 critical things that water does to your bread production. First of all, it hydrates the flour. Yes, you need good water, not just anyhow water, clean water to hydrate your flour. Now, it also helps in the activation of your yeast. It helps in forming of your gluten. Yeah. Now, it also helps to control the temperature of your dough. It also affects your fermentation speed. Yes, the speed at which your dough will ferment also depends on the quality of water that you're using. So if your water quality is poor, your bread quality will also be what? Be poor. What happens if you use unfiltered water? As you can see, most bakeries, especially in this part of the world where we operate from, make use of borehole water. Some even use well water. Some can even use untreated public water. The problem with these water sources is that the water may contain excess minerals like iron, too much chlorine, lot of bacteria present, and some particles, Now, let me explain what this does to your bread. Too much mineral content in your water can make your dough spoil very fast. Yes, especially if the water has bacteria present in it. That's why you find out that some breads don't last on the shelf. Now, too much chlorine can slow down or kill your yeast. You find out that your bread is not activating properly. The yeast inside your bread doesn't activate properly because of maybe it's a contaminated water. The water you're using is bad, Now, bacteria can reduce your shelf life. I've mentioned that. Iron can affect the taste and the color of your bread. Yes. And guess what happens when this happens? Your bread becomes very inconsistent. You find out that some days you might get it right, some days the dough will rise very well, while some days it doesn't even rise well. And you'll be wondering, could it be my yeast? No, it's not your yeast. It could also be the water you're using. So take note and check the quality of water that you're using. Then you find out that you keep your bread. Before you know, mold has gathered it already. It's already developing molds. Yes, and you find out that your customers are always complaining. Why does your bread not last? You keep putting a lot of preservative into your bread just to make it last. The less preservative you use in your bread production, the better for you. So make use of good filtered water. So you don't even have to use so much preservative for your bread. Now, why now that makes filtered water very compulsory? Let's talk about these regulators. In Nigeria, the body that is responsible for food production and safety is the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration Control, commonly known as NAFDAC. We all know it as NAFDAC. NAFDAC requires that bakeries must use potable, safe drinking water in their bread production. Water must meet microbiological standards. Water sources must be tested, and it is why a proper treatment system must be put in place before they come for their inspection. They will always insist that you put a good filtration process in place before they come for that inspection, right? This is because bread, bread is mass consumed, is a mass consumed food, food product. So if contaminated water is used in making this bread, it will become a public health risk issue. So during bakery inspections, NAFDAC registration, one of the things they check for is your source of water. Now they also want to see your evidence of water treatment to be sure that you have treated your water, or the source where your water is coming from. Now they also want to check your laboratory water test results. Without this, your registration may be delayed or denied. So having a filtration system is not an option. It is part of compliance. It's part of compliance. You must comply with it. Now we have different types of water filtration systems for bakery. If you're starting a small bakery or a medium-sized bakery, here are some of the common systems of filtration you can put in place. There's one called the sediment filter, right? This sediment filter removes sands and particles. There's also the carbon filter. It removes chlorine and odor. Now there's the water softener, which reduces hardness, right? And then the reverse osmosis for deep purification. Now, for many bakeries, a combination of sediment, carbon, and softener is enough. Is enough. If your borehole water is very hard, you may need a reverse osmosis system. Now, how filtered water improves quality? How filtered water improves the quality of your bread, right? It improves in different ways. Filtered water will improve your dough consistency. It gives you better yeast fermentation. It softens the crumb textures of your bread. Then it also gives you better volume and improves the taste and the shelf life of your bread. And as well also gives you uniform results in every batch. Not that when you make this batch today, the batch you make today is different from the batch you made yesterday. You find out that for every batch, it's consistent. The same texture, the same taste, the same color, the same everything. Now imagine your bread rising perfectly every single day. You will not experience any waste, right? No customer complaint. That consistency builds your brand trust, and brand trust builds repeat customers. Now let's talk about the financial impact on your bakery. Using untreated water can cause failed production batches. It will result to poor dough rising, quick bread spoilage, product returns, negative word of mouth comments from your customers. That is silent money. You're losing money. That's silent money loss. A good filtration system might cost you so much today, but trust me, inconsistent bread will cost you daily. Now, serious bakery owners we usually think long term, not short term. We think about a longer term, not the cost of what we are putting in place today. If you want to scale, if your goal is to supply to supermarkets, to schools, to get bulk contracts, or even for exportation, you cannot operate like a roadside bakery. Yes, you cannot operate like a roadside bakery. You have to put every measures in place. Now, water quality is part of professional food production standards. It is part of that standard that you cannot do without. If you want to build a bakery that will last to 10 to 20 years, you have to install the right system in place from day one. Now, let me say this clearly. Water is not just a mixing agent. It is an ingredient. Water is an ingredient. If your water is wrong, your bread will be wrong. And if your bread is inconsistent, your business will struggle. So before you buy another oven, before you think of increasing production, make sure your water system is correct and is put in place. Now, another thing I'm going to say is ensure that the water you're putting in place has been inspected by NAFDAC, because you don't want surprises. You don't want tomorrow, after spending so much money, thinking that your filtration system is in place, and then NAFDAC comes tomorrow and tells you that, oh, that your source of water is not good. So please, if you found this video helpful, like this video so many more bakery owners can see it. Subscribe to Esther's Breeze for more bakery business advice, and in the comments, tell me what type of water does your bakery currently use. Let's grow your bakery the right way. See you in the next video. Bye for now.